4 years, and that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green lookum.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community, whether you're listening on terrestrial radio across the country or as a podcast around the world. We certainly wouldn't be here without you. Today we're going to be talking about goals. I know. So many people don't want to hear about goals. They don't want to mention it. They don't want to set them. They don't even want to think about them. But our argument today is how the power of goals can change your life without question. Now, this is a rare sneak peek of a recording in our private membership group. And I gotta tell you, we haven't done this. We certainly haven't done it recently. I don't know if we've done it at all, to be quite honest with you, but it's really cool. Often we will sit down in one of our private groups found that we advertise and talk about on facebook.com/trueformlife. This is one of our fitness groups. It's a 10-day challenge that we put together, but we often put exclusive information in live videos and information up on these private groups. So you are certainly welcome to reach out and let us know if there's something you'd like to try, or you can follow us along and see when we're having our next group. But for now, we want to open this up to you so you have an idea of what it's like, especially when we talk about important subjects like this. Now, we've talked about goals in the past, but I got to tell you, goals are always changing. They're always evolving. There's always so much information on the value of setting goals and achieving, and there's so much to it. So I really hope you get a lot out of this show. I'm very passionate about setting goals. We set weekly goals, monthly goals, goals that seem unachievable, but continue to keep us pushing forward every single day. They wake us up, they keep us alive, and I hope that our passion for setting goals comes through to you in this interview. Sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
Hey guys, happy, what is it, Wednesday today?
Wednesday. Hey guys.
Yes, Dorothy's with us.
Always. Whether you want me to be or not.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about goals.
So the issue with goals is that people fear failure. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's straight to it, is that we don't want to set goals because we know there's a possibility of failure. And the thing is, like, your goal isn't worth setting if there's no possibility of failure. Like, it's not a real goal if you don't have a bit of doubt in your mind. We always have to believe in ourselves. We have to trust ourselves. We have to push ourselves toward those goals. But if you don't have an ounce of fear that you may not achieve that goal, it's not worth going after. If you know what's the point? I always say to people, like, when we talk to entrepreneur groups or I work with business owners, and I say, if you know you're going to succeed, what's the point? Like, it's not challenging, it's not fun, you're not changing yourself, you're not changing the world, you're not making a difference. It's boring.
So there's this saying that's called success is achieved outside your comfort zone. Something like that. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but that rings so true. And when Drew's talking about setting goals that are in your fear zone, that you're more likely, I guess it's more likely that you will find success, right? If you are in that zone, right?
Yeah.
Like, ultimate success is outside of our comfort zone. You know what's funny is, because like you were saying, Drew, if you know you can achieve it, it's almost like you don't put as much effort into it.
You don't. And that's the thing, is that's the point of putting something, like setting your heights so high that you have to, like, work and grind and push, and you fail and you fall down and you're disappointed and you're sad, but then you get back up because you have that goal and you keep working towards it. If you don't have anything to work towards, you don't have that inspiration that you continually work towards.
And that's again why having a supportive community is so important. Like being involved in a group.
So Dorothy and I have goals that we work towards every day. And Dorothy's really, Dorothy's really good at when she has a goal and sticking to a plan. And that's going to be another tip here, is that once you set your sights on something, you have to create a plan. And in most cases, you reverse engineer it and you back it down and you figure out a plan, a monthly plan, weekly plan, and daily plan to go after it.
Oh, I know. I was saying about the importance of an accountability partner or a support group, a community, like a supportive community, because you need people around you that are going to pick you up when you fall. Because when you are going to, if you are working towards a goal, you are going to fall down. You're going to fail. But that's not a bad thing, you guys. We have our heads wrapped around that failure is a bad thing. But failure is our learning experiences. We learn so much from failing, but we need those people around us who will support us and pick us back up and encourage us to keep going. I always think of when I'm running like a marathon or something, like you need those people along the course that are like, hey, good job, keep going, because there's so many times in long distance, I'm just using running as an example, but so many times in long distance running where you want to give up, but you turn that corner and there's somebody with a horn or a bell saying, you got this, like you go, and you're like, okay, you can like pick yourself back up and keep going. So you need those people in your life that are going to be there for you no matter what, and be supportive. There's so much is the right word, like jealousy, like so much in our world. Like
I wrote about that this morning.
You wrote about that this morning?
Jealousy, envy. There's just a lot of people that are, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are willing to pull you down when you're succeeding. You know what the thing is? It's because people compare themselves to you, and you compare yourselves to them. Like we all do it. It's like a vicious circle and cycle, and it doesn't do any good. Someone gave me this really cool analogy of crabs in a bucket. I don't know if you guys heard this, but
no, I haven't.
A bunch of crabs in the bottom of the bucket, and every once in a while a crab will try to crawl up and out, and the other crabs will grab that crab's leg and pull him down. And that's what I think of when we have these negative people in our lives. And it is challenging. Like you have to find these supportive people in your life to push you up and over the edge of the bucket. That's why we have our membership group, and that's why we feel it's so important for you to find supportive people in your life, because life is hard. Like who said it was supposed to be easy? Like finding success is challenging, getting through tough patches. Like a lot of people are going through challenging times in their life right now, but they don't look outside of their circle and find that support. Like we all know what it's like when you tell someone a story or you tell someone about your success and they're happy for you.
Yeah, like genuinely happy.
And unfortunately, half the time people are like, that's great. Let me tell you about what I'm doing. Like there's just not that genuine interest. So finding those people finding those people to lift you up, especially when you're trying to reach a goal, makes all the difference.
Jason says, Drew, that was an absolutely fantastic post regarding envy and true appreciation this morning.
Thank
I'm
you,
going to have to go read that.
That's nice to hear. Sometimes you write and no one says anything, or you're right and I'm like, I actually wrote that and I was like, that was weird. I was like, who's going to read this? But I get these thoughts and then I just release them and then they're gone.
You know, though, when I first started like working on social media, because our businesses are on there, I almost had fear of commenting on posts or liking posts, because what if I had what I had to say, or what if what I was going to comment wasn't good enough or sounded silly. But like once I got over that, I realized from other people like commenting on my post how important it was and how good it makes you feel, like just getting like even just a like simple message, or like great post or whatever, like it just means so much. So then it helped me a little bit reach out more to other people.
I don't think people know how much. I like a lot of people don't use Facebook for like business, or I don't know. I think a lot of people don't know how much someone appreciates like a comment or like a heart or a thumbs up. Like when it's your work. Like that's our work when we put together a blog post or we try to like edit pictures and like put that out there. Like we put a lot of time and effort into it. And that's the biggest issue business owners have is like, I put up all these posts and no one says anything. And you're like, well, you got to keep posting. That's what I say to them. But it does mean a lot when you guys share that feedback with us. So thank you very much for that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we talked about setting a goal, like setting a high goal. That was number 1, right? Our number 1 tip.
Yes.
You're looking at me.
I was just thinking about sharing. Do you want to share one of yours?
We're so business orientated, you guys.
What's wrong with that?
So I only have a business goal.
What's wrong with that?
To share. Can I share my Young Living one?
You can share whatever one you want.
Okay.
There's no rules.
So you guys, for the past few years, I've been working on distributing essential oils for Young Living, and it's really become such a big passion for me. And in their business, what do you say, like structure, the top level that you can that is achievable is called Royal Crown Diamond. And of course, like I have,
so you know Dorothy's excited. She starts moving her hands.
Can you hold it, please?
I was just showing your hand.
Oh, I see. But anyway, my goal is to become Royal Crown Diamond, and that's not gonna be overnight. Like that's gonna be years. So then, because that goal is way up here and I am like down here, you have to create yourself. Well, I am creating myself little baby goals, like to slowly rank up there. But the hardest part about goals, I think, is being patient for them to happen. We expect goals to happen right away. Like, I want to be Royal Crown Diamond tomorrow. But yeah, that's one of my, like, Drew and I always pick a word at the beginning of the year in January to kind of guide like as a guiding word. And my word this year was patience. Like, I need to be patient and just keep on working at a goal, whether it's a business goal or personal goal. Just keep picking away. Just like keep chipping away at it every day and be patient for it to come to fruition.
Or fruitation.
So that's one of my big goals.
Awesome. And so what kind of percentage of people get to that level?
Less than, it's like 0.1%.
Of people make it to Royal Crown Diamond?
Yeah, 0.1%.
So think of all
Sorry, I don't know why I laughed.
Think of all the people that have failed trying to get there. And even if you fail, air quotations, say you fail, you get so close. Like if that's your goal, like if Dorothy's goal was to I would like to sell 3 oils and then that was it, like it's over with, then like you miss you've been meeting some friends and you've been meeting some really cool people through those that you've been able to help, and you've had testimonial stories. Like there's so much benefit on the way, like on the journey to get there.
So it has to be something that like you're going to be like passionate about and inspired about. Even if we're talking about fitness goals, because this is a fitness group, we need to find something that motivates us and that is inspiring to us. For example, like I really like to run, so a lot of my fitness goals are based around running. But Drew doesn't like to run. Like he runs, but it's not something that gets you sets you on fire or lights your fire. So like Drew's fitness goals are usually more based on like, can I do this flip, or like gymnastic kind of things, like flips and handstands and like more strength stuff. So if if you're not into it, like you have to find something you're passionate about.
So
and I think that's challenging too, because I've been doing a business course right now, and you would it's hard to find out like your true passion. Like that was one of our goals in this business course, is like find out what lights you up and like your true passion. And I was like it took me weeks to like get this one lesson down, and I'm like, Drew, what is wrong with me? Like, am I empty inside? But like, to find your true passion, like, it's a lot of like inner self work.
We have Christine here.
Hey, Krista. But so worth it.
Thanks, Anne, and had a comment about my post. I appreciate that. And then
Jen's here. Good morning, Jen.
And Krista's here too.
Hey, Krista.
Late, but I'm here. Yeah, I like that, Dorothy. Like, it has to be passion, but your goal has, like, your actions have to align with your goal. So, for example, like, I like to go out and run to get outside and fresh air, usually at the beach. Like here, there's not a whole lot to enjoy while running, especially for me that doesn't like running to begin with. But for me, like, I like to have a muscular type of body image. That's just like, we all look in the mirror. We all want to see want to appreciate what we see. So Dorothy was running for her half marathon, and she was running just about every day. And so I was running with her. I was like, oh, I'll go out for a run. And you know, this bothers people always trying to lose weight, but I can lose weight very quickly. So I have to pay attention to my nutrition. I have to pay attention to my activity level. So when we mentioned we're really active at the beach, we run, and then we have another workout, like a TRX full body workout, like what you guys are doing. And then we ride bikes every day. So we're really active. But anyways, I was running with Dorothy every day, and I was like,
shorts were getting loose.
Like, my pants didn't fit, and I was starting to get like skinny, and I don't like that. So you have to understand, like, your actions. So some people like, oh, I want to lose weight, and they do nothing. Like, no workouts, no cardio. They don't pay attention to their nutrition. So you have to say you don't really want to lose weight. You just want to talk about losing weight. So there's two different sides to the coin. Your actions have to represent. So for me, if I was like, oh, I want to do gymnastic stuff, I want to have muscular type of body, and I'm running every day, and I'm whittling down, that those actions don't match up with the goal that I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. So the things that you guys want to accomplish, you have to actually do the things and take action towards what you're going after.
Do the things. Yeah, so your passion, you have to find something you're passionate about and then align your actions with that passion is what you're saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's where coming up with the plan is.
A lot of times our actions don't match our passions, like what we really want.
Yeah. And also Dorothy was talking about passions, like, it has to excite you. It has to like wake you up in the morning. Like, Dorothy and I have some big goals that we work towards, like we want to have a beach house, and like beach houses are millions of dollars. Like we want to have a nice car, like, and there's nothing wrong with nice things. Like, we want to have nice things, so we work hard towards them. And you guys don't, like, we have friends that want to have a country house, like have a country house and a few horses. Like, everyone has different goals, but no one can give you your goal, or no one can give you your passion. You have to find out what it is, what wakes you up in the morning, and what's going to push you to get to that next level. Mm-hmm.
Cindy's in here. Good morning, Cindy. Thanks for tuning in.
So when it comes to, the first thing to do is you have to figure out what it is you want, and it's not always easy. But and the thing is, like, a lot of people come to us and they're like, "Oh, I want to lose weight. That's an easy one," and like losing,
it's like the default.
Yeah.
The default goal.
Because when I would sit across from someone, like a personal training consultation a few years ago, and I did this for years, and I'd say, well, what is that you want? And they look at me blank, like, no clue. So there's either that one, like, I have no idea what they want, or 90% of people would say, oh, I want to lose some weight. Like, that's not a goal, though. Like, losing weight is not a goal.
It's an action or a byproduct.
Losing weight is a byproduct of living a healthy lifestyle. So you have to look at what it is that you want. So you could say, I want to live a healthy lifestyle so I can play with my kids, or I want to be able to keep up with my grandkids. I don't want to be on medication when I get older. Like, these are all goals that you can work towards that are achievable. But if you just say something general like, oh, I'd like to lose weight, like, it's pretty difficult just to be like could be, here's the issue is when am I talking too much?
No.
Here's the issue is when you step on a scale and this is why we talked about earlier, sorry to
burn your scale.
Well, we put a podcast up about the least accurate measure of success is your scale. So here's the thing is we step on our scale and we are disappointed that the scale doesn't go down. So we step on it every day, knowing that one day isn't going to make a difference because we could be stressed out. We could have extra water that day, extra food the day before. The next day is going to make a difference on the scale. And then let's say the scale goes down. The scale goes down for that moment. In that moment, we think, I want it to go down more.
It's never enough.
So you're never happy with your weight goal. And then we don't have like a realistic goal. We're like, oh, I was 40 pounds lighter in high school or in junior high. I want to be at that number. And like, it's not like you're a grown up now. You're not in junior high. Like, your body has changed. Maybe you're a bigger individual. And I just think like our mind around, or you see someone in a fitness magazine or a shape magazine, and they're like 5'2", 108 pounds, and then you have someone that's like maybe a bigger body frame and they're 5'8", and they're like, well, I want to be 108 pounds like that person. Like, it just doesn't relate. And it's only our mindset of like, oh, they're a model figure, I should be like them. So that's why it doesn't relate when you're like, I want to lose weight. It doesn't make sense. We have to do something that is going to excite us and wake us up. And when you step on the scale and you see 5 pounds, you're excited for a moment. You're excited that 5 pounds are gone for just a moment. You step off the scale, and then the next day you hope there's another 5 pounds gone. And when there isn't, you're disappointed.
And that's why it's really important to dig deep and find out what it is you really, really want. And, oh gosh, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say my own personal experience with weight loss. It was, like, I was a yo-yo dieter big time. And I did, like, the shakes, the powders, and the pills, and this fad diet and that fad diet for quite a few years. But then, because I wanted to lose weight, that was my goal. I need to get slimmer, right? I went off to university and woo, boom, like all these pounds came on. I'm like, holy crap. So then when I was getting into my career, like into my beginning of my teaching career, I was like, oh boy, like I really got to do something about this extra weight I'm carrying. So that's when I was like, oh, well, I'm going to diet, like the yo-yo and the pills, the powders, the potions, all of that came into my life. But it wasn't until, and of course I was always up and down, like lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. And it wasn't until I really decided what it was I wanted. And what I wanted is to thrive throughout the day. I was so sick of surviving, like low energy, digestion problems. Like I was so sick of that. I just wanted to like be healthy and thrive and have energy throughout the day. So that was what came to the forefront, and what I was starting to focus on was having more energy throughout the day so that I could show up for my students in my life, because I wasn't like with such low energy, like I wasn't my best self for them. Like, so once that came to the forefront and that was my main focus, my main goal, what happened? Right? Like, then that's when the byproduct of the healthy lifestyle, like less stress, nutrition, exercise, like once I started like focusing on that as fuel for my body, that's when the pounds started coming off.
And that's when it's sustainable. So we see all the time like weekend fasts or couple day cleanses. Like, that's not sustainable. You're not going to not eat for a week for the rest of your life. You will not survive. So when we talk about sustainability, we're talking about living a healthy lifestyle. And if you drop some inches, you're going to keep those inches, because whatever you're doing, like whatever you've done to represent that weight loss is what you do. It's your lifestyle. You get up and you stretch and you do breathing exercise and you work out. You get up and you have magnesium and kombucha and a green smoothie, and that's why you have a good digestion. That's why you're increasing metabolism, and that's why you're able to burn body fat. Like, those are steps that will take you there. But if we start with something that is really challenging to set your sights on or to set as a goal, that's why we see so many people that say, oh, I've tried to lose weight for years and have never been able to keep it off.
So once you like find out what you truly want and set your goal, then you set up your actions to match that goal. And then you create yourself an action plan. So Drew had talked about, I forget how you said it earlier, but you had talked about it, how you have to like
Reverse engineer.
That's what you used. You have to like reverse engineer it and break it down into like baby steps, right?
So what's going to take you towards that goal is I think people don't do it is because of the fear factor we talked about, and because it takes some time and effort. Like Dorsey, and
that's what Emmett calls me, my little nephew. Auntie Dorsey.
So Dorothy and I will sit down and we'll talk about, like on a Monday morning, we'll talk about what goals we want to accomplish this week. And that takes time out of our day. It takes mental effort. It takes, not physical effort, but it takes like mental effort to sit there and be like, these are the things we need to accomplish this week. How are we going to accomplish them? So it takes time and effort, and people don't want to sit down and do that. So you guys have to dig deep. You have to figure out what it is you want, how you're going to get there, and find that supportive environment that's going to help you get there. Because doing it on your own, it's just too hard.
So for example, but like we always set out, like I have a daily kind of calendar, like weekly, like it has Monday to Sunday on it. So you write, well, this is what we do on Sunday, which is our last day of the week for us in our mind. By Sunday, this is what I want to accomplish. So what am I going to do? Like then Saturday, what are my actions? And then Friday, so you break it down going backwards to get you to what you want to accomplish on the Sunday.
That's right. And then the thing is that you break it down so often. So maybe it's, maybe you have something that you set your sights on in like 6 months, let's say. And if you don't have a timeline, I got to tell you, it's not going to help inspire you to get there quicker.
You need like an end date or an end goal. So just going back to running, because that's what's in it. My fitness goals are usually around running because that's my passion. But like if I want to reach a running goal, then I set a race day. I've paid for it. I've signed up for it. People know I'm doing it. Like I announce it, tell people what I'm doing, and then on race day I have to run like so many kilometers, right? 21.1 for a half marathon. So then you reverse engineer it back to your current day, your training program, so that you are building up to it.
You're just gonna stop there. So she has an accountability, she has a plan, she has a goal. Like it's all a proven process. And I guess the thing is, like, we need to sit down and make, like, decide what it is, and then carry it forward in that plan. And so we have some podcasts and we have some videos that we'll post today and tomorrow about setting and achieving goals. Hopefully you get a chance to check those out. You can reach out to us individually if you don't feel comfortable posting on the group and say, this isn't the goal I want to work towards.
Or if you need help, because like we said, it's not always easy to create it on your own. Sometimes it takes somebody else questioning you, and then through those questions, then your goal comes out, like your actual real goal. And so if you need somebody to help you out, we're always here to help out create a goal as well.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll talk soon.
Bye, guys.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. Again, we host these groups on Facebook. Our Facebook business page is facebook.com/trueformlife. If you would like to join one of our mini challenges, you're welcome to shoot us a message or follow us along there to see when we're posting about new groups coming up in the future, especially if you're watching this at a later date. Or we have our monthly membership group where we do meal planning, recipes, grocery shopping lists, at-home workouts, and fitness routines, all directed toward keeping you healthy, fit, and active. So for more details are at trueformlife.com, which is our main website where you can find out all of our products and services and different ways we can help improve your life sustainably. That's what we're all about. Anyone can do something for a few days, maybe a week or two, but we want to change your life forever. trueformlife.com. Once again, thank you so much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.